So you might have caught that the doorbell rang. I'm over here trying to get my life together. But back to where I was at. Not even sure where I left off, but we're going to keep going. So, tired of feeling like I'm the lunatic for wanting peaceful spaces, places, and relations. That's too real for me. I just feel as though lately people have been looking at me crazy for having boundaries. Plain and simple. I have boundaries of wanting there to be as much peace in my life as possible. I have already been through so much in my couple decades of life. It's only been a couple of them. Like, hello, 30 something. That's it. Still fairly young, still learning a ton. But I'm at a point in life where I'm just tired of immaturity. And not to say that I don't like to still be playful and have fun, but it's time to just want more out of life. It's time to really chase after that thing that you want so bad. So that's where I'm at. I want peaceful places, spaces, and relations. Then let's see, the other couple sentences here that came to mind at 4:17 a.m. on October 27th, 2025. Tired of people projecting their ideas of who they think I am, have been, or should be. Now that right there, whew, my goodness. People for all my life have been trying to tell me who I am. And I've always known who I was. My mom has always instilled in me, you are a leader, not a follower. You set the trends basically. That's what, after growing up and understanding that phrase that she was speaking into me, over me, I understand she was basically saying, you set the trends. You're my daughter. We don't follow people. And not in an arrogant way, but just, you go after what you want. You are brave to go and do that thing. Why do you need to follow what someone else is doing, especially if it's not taking you down the right path? So I am so grateful to my mom for that. Oh my gosh. Mommy, shout out to you. Like, you the best. And let's see. Oh, following that, I also wrote, you are not my God. You don't know my trauma. Exactly. The amount of things that I've been through. Listen, I don't need anybody trying to act like they are my maker. You are not helping me earn my salvation. Nothing, there's nothing anybody can do or say that is going to help me get my salvation. I have to do that by myself. I have to stay the course, do as I'm supposed to, so that I can make it to the promised land. And I'm done explaining. I know what I've been through. I know what I've overcome. I'm done with victimhood. I'm here to turn my pain into passion and really just let that shine forth. I want to be an overcomer. I'm claiming that. I'm saying yes in 2026, even more so than I did in 2025 and even prior in 2024. I really want to say I started with this mindset of, no, I'm tired of that. You're telling me I have to do what? I gotta work every weekend. I'm young and I want to be outside. What are we talking about? I'm trying to build a family. And if I'm always at work, how am I gonna find my husband? What? No. So yeah, that being said, I'm choosing me. Time and time again, choosing me. Tired of other imperfect beings trying to figure it out, thinking they have me figured out. Now, I don't know if I'm entirely sure of what I meant by this. Other imperfect beings trying to figure it out, thinking they have me figured out. Thinking over this, I probably didn't write it correctly because again, it was 4:17 in the morning, y'all. Forgive me. But yeah, I feel like it really follows up with the first statement of people projecting their ideas onto me. Just people I really think of someone who I considered a mentor right before I was getting out of school. And I started realizing as I'm doing my externship that, oh, I'm being made to work extra hard. I've already done all of the hard work through school. I understand what it means to provide customer service. I've done so many customer service jobs before getting to that level where I was at. I was on the brink of graduation. And to think that I was being told, oh, anytime that door opens and a patient comes in, you need to be rushing over here to make sure that you've greeted them, you've brought them to the therapy bay, and this and that. When we have a front desk person who was hired to be doing just that, but I guess she's not catching on as well. So now I'm supposed to pick up the slack when I'm like, I was that age before having to be the person running back and forth. And if you didn't catch it, then you were dismissed. Like you either went ahead and you got yourself together so that you could fulfill that role, or the next person who was better suited took over. I'm like, I don't understand this. You're making me work extra hard when the hands and feet are right here. This is the person who you hired to do it. And I'm being told that I don't want to be great. Those were the words. I don't want to be great. I'm worried about a failed relationship that I just lost. It's like, no, I'm worried about my quality of life in this job and what you think my true responsibility is. No, ma'am. What? I'm not here to be, I'm here to be the chiropractor, not the chiropractic assistant. That's how I felt. And I still feel very strongly about that. I am so grateful that I made the decision that, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this team. And that set me up to the path of getting here. And now I'll be getting to move on. Like I've had the most freedom choosing to be at this franchise, even though it was still not necessarily the way that I would have ever wanted to get into practice. But it has really given me a solid skill because I have touched so many different spines, body types, spinal conditions, with having the freedom to still travel and live life, be present for family and friends for those special moments. And yeah, I'm getting to move on to my next. Again, hallelujah for that. So, next statement, tired of being questioned like I'm the CEO. Oh my goodness. I was really on a rampage that night. I see, like, girl, really? So tired of being questioned like I'm the CEO. I've actually been dealing with that a lot lately at this current location where I've been working. I have noticed that basically I'm hired here to be the chiropractor. I do not own the practice, but I'm getting questioned as if I do own it. And that really puts me in the position of, okay, if I'm going to be doing all of this hard work anyway, I got to think of these other marketing ploys and campaigns and wording, scripting. If I have to do all of that, which people come to this franchise to not have to do, for it to be given to you, then what am I getting paid for? I'm like, I don't get paid for that. People who actually get paid for that, I need to be compensated properly if that is now about to become my duty. So I was like, oh no. Once I realized that, I was like, okay, I gotta switch up how I exist here. Cause this is just not gonna work. Not gonna work. Next, I have tired of people acting like expressing frustration means something's wrong. I'm expressing myself before it gets there. That's so real. When I'm talking about a thing that's bothering me, it's because I'm trying to keep from silencing myself, no longer communicating. And that's when you know something's wrong. When I go silent and I'm done reacting, I'm done expressing, that's when it's a major issue. That's when you should be worried. But if I'm expressing it like, oh wait, like today was a hard day. They tried to take me out. If I'm doing that, that is just me literally expressing. I would much rather do that, get it out before I internalize it, let it consume me, and now we got a bigger problem because nobody needs excessive cortisol in their bloodstream for just no. Mm-mm. So, next one, tired of being expected to perform perfectly. I'll give great effort and I'm always real, for sure. Tired of meeting emotionally unavailable people. Okay, yeah, for sure. That's definitely been a thing. Friendships, romantic partners, but I feel like yeah is clearing away from me. I'm meeting people who are emotionally intelligent these days and available, emotionally available. So, amen to that. Let's see. Tired of sacrificing my health and wellness for people not serious or committed to their own health and wellness. Yes. So that's been the whole thing for me with the clinic that I'm working at. It's just tough. I mentioned it in the video previously before this. I just cannot continue being in a place trying to convince people, hey, this is what you need. Don't you want longevity? If your spine is stuck here, if those joints are not moving, more arthritis is going to settle in, and you are going to end up in a position where you may be stuck, hunchback, whatever the case may be. It's going to be a problem. And again, if we're looking at longevity, functionality, quality of life, come on. But I do understand we are in a day and time where people are really worried about other things that I guess they deem are more important. Making sure other bills are paid, making sure they have food on the table. But I am a firm believer that you still make time for what you want to make time for. You can really see what miscellaneous things you may be able to cut out and budget in for your health because you only get one vessel. You have to invest in it. But yeah, lastly, oh, tired of being the chiropractor and the therapist. Yeah. As y'all can see, I've talked so much about how I'm tired of being the chiropractor, but I know at the core of everything, I will still always be the chiropractor. I will still keep my license current. I will still adjust my family, my friends, probably still have a decent patient base, keeping my license current, but I need to get out of the clinical space, take a step back, do something else, and come back with fresher eyes, a fresher blueprint on how to really make this thing work. And then being the therapist, I mean, people come into the chiropractor and they lay out every single thing they have been through. And mind you, chiropractors do look at things holistically. We look at the whole person because we want to get to the source of the issue and not band-aid it with, any kind of medications or injections, whatever the case may be. We want to understand what those things are that you've been through that have been hard in your life, how they've affected you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of the above, so that we can get you to wellness, to healing, to homeostasis, to rest and digest instead of fight or flight. So, yeah, hopefully in time, I can find that happy medium of getting patients there, getting people there in general, because I do have a passion for that. But the thing is just time, and time is something that we just can never get back. It is so expensive. So we just have to be mindful of who we're speaking to when we're trying to pour into them. And I find that at this clinic, I am pouring into a lot of people who don't care that deeply about actually making a change. They like to stay comfortable in their funk and in their problems, in their afflictions. And I'm trying to change that and get more people to show up as their best selves. So, we're going to stay on that journey, but I am freeing myself so that I don't have to just be the chiropractor. I am so much more than that. Most importantly, at the core of me, I am a child of the Most High God, Yah. And that's the main thing that I want to be. That's what the main thing that I want to be known for. Someone who loves well as He instructs us to. So until next time, this has been Shanti. And again, as I've mentioned before, I am a firm believer that you always land where you belong. And I know I will always land where I belong. See you guys next time.